This is the file which I had sent it. If the textures, if you want to add more textures as your own, you can add your own textures. So I'm coming to lighting. We just made only one Skydome light. In that Skydome light, with the options of the default options, I haven't added any change apart from the default. We are getting the render, and our render settings values of samples all are in 2. Camera, diffuse, specular, transmission, plus and volume indirect. We are having the value 2 for all these. If we want to add color tone like a little yellowish, you will be creating use color temperature, and the same options you can check on Arnold render view. So I hope you all are well known about all the basic values, basic details about exposure, samples, the shadow color. And if I want to take off the camera visibility, I can switch off this camera value to 0. So I'll get the alpha. Okay. The same like what are all the options. If you want to remove specular, you can make this 0. So individually we can control all these options. Okay. So while coming back to the next lighting stage of Arnold, I can create one area light. I'm going to light up the set. So I'm creating an area light of Arnold. The area light is created. I'm just placing the light to the interior part of this shape. I'll be scaling the area light. I'll come to the options of area light. You can find out here normal, color, intensity, exposure, and color temperature. Regarding area light, the another option, we can change the shape of the area light. By default, it is on quad. The next one, it is a cylinder shape. The light will get updated in a cylindrical area. Then the next one, we can make it as a disc. The light will cast from a disc. So this is the main details about an area light. You can change the type of area light to quad, cylinder, or disc. If you are increasing the samples, the render time will be little more higher, and the quality of the render will be much detailed. Then automatically it will be enabled cast shadows. You'll be having a default shadow density value 1, and the shadow color is black. So if you want to increase the shadow value like sharpness, shadow density, all these things can be added here. You can change the color of the shadow and you can increase the samples. So everyone can check your lighting using the area light shape, and you can create changes in the value of transmission, diffuse, specular, subsurface scattering, and there is no more other options for area light and extra attributes. So just check the extra attributes of area light. If you want soft edge for this area light, you can increase the value here. See here, we have created and area light for the light emission of interior part of the ship. At the same time, the exterior, the total environment background is lighted using a Skydome light. And it's better, we can increase the intensity little more, like nearly 1.5 we can make. For testing this, I can create another camera. So check that renders in different angles, whether the background lighting is perfectly casting to your model without any errors or lighting issues. So in fact, what is the main perspective of this lighting is you should know about how to make a proper environment lighting using Arnold. When we comes to the next, there is another option for physical sky. I'll be taking that, how to create a physical sky. I'm going to remove the Skydome light. Now we're going to create a physical sky. Just click that. So you got the physical sky. Since by default itself we are getting much better render than others, like the visibility, transmission, diffuse, specular, indirect, and oleum. These attributes makes this lighting much perfect in quality. Okay, so these are the options for the physical sky. You can see turbidity. If you increase the turbidity, there will be differences of sky. Real-time updation, you can start using this Arnold render view. You can make the test resolution 50% or 25%. Even night skies, you just change the color tone, okay, and that sky tint will get applied, updated and applied. The next option, it is the sun size. Size of the sun will get bigger and bigger. You can make another tint for the sun, yellowish tint. So everyone just check all these options and start working. So we have come across area light, Skydome light, and physical sky. So always check the camera in different angles, like you can just animate the camera and find out the differences between how the light casting is happening in all directions. So just start working with these lights, area light and physical sky. And when it comes to this down part, you can find out the light bouncing is less. Since it is an animated camera, it is covering up all direction of the scene. Checking the lighting, physical sky, we can add a bounce light just for a directional bounce. I'll create a direction light, scale it and make the visibility perfect. Since it is an Arnold render, we need to increase the intensity of normal Maya light. And we have to switch off the shadows. By default, there will be ray trace shadow enabled for this direction light. Even if you want more, you can make the intensity 500. Now slowly it is changing. Now intensity is 1000 for this. So what you have to understand is the intensity values of a normal direction light in Arnold will be much higher while comparing to Maya software renders. So you should learn about how to add all these lights, how to make the area light, how to create the skydome light, and how to make the physical sky, and how to make the normal direction light to work with Arnold renders. So is it clear now?